like that. What's happening, everybody? Good afternoon. Oh, feel the vibe already. You know what it is, man. PhD. Let's go. How y'all feel? Oh, Sunday. Wake up. Get it out your system. Tell a friend to tag another friend. It's my guy. He's up. Oh, this would have been a beautiful time to bring him up. We got to get him on board, man. Y'all got to meet this young student killing the game. What's going on, everybody? How y'all feel? PhD U Sports very own. I am the professor. And right there below is none other than the student. Founder, creators. We do it all, man. Listen, I want to thank y'all for coming through one more again. First and foremost, before we go any further, I get it. Shout out to every team that played this past weekend on the high school level. Shout out to Oceanside, winning it, bringing it back. It's the three-peat. Congratulations to our very own friend and family, Brent LaPrade, for doing your thing. Coach Rashad, we see you. All of Oceanside, congratulations. Now, yes, I watched the game last night with Somerville. Listen, man, it's just, Dutch Fork is Dutch Fork at the end of the day. I still say great game by Somerville, Ian Rafferty, the entire staff. Listen, you called the game the way you thought it was going to go. I haven't had the pleasure of getting up there high school-wise, middle schools as far as we went. With coaching, call me what you want. Sometimes, man, you just got a bad game or you're trying to adjust and you can't adjust fast enough for all that stuff happening, man. So I say, just for the simple fact of making it up there to the state championship game, played at SC State, Somerville, hats off to you. Hats off to you. It's not about pointing the blame, this, that, it's a team effort. It's a team effort. Everybody doing what they got to do. Rumor has it quarterback didn't have time. There was a couple of times. There were a couple of times that happened. Just, a rough day, man. Rough day. That's all we can say. But either way, congratulations to the squads out there for doing their thing. And congratulations to Dutch Fork for coming through. My goodness, winning another one. Another one, student, getting another one. We got to put this thing out there before I go any further. But I definitely want to come out and say that. And I understand that this blue app will get your ass in trouble if you try going out there and, I get it, man. Just be mindful of what you say. I understand. Some people have their feelings. They wear them on their sleeve. That's all I can say. You take the criticism like you take your days, one day at a time. It's all good. All right, just bounce back, do what you got to do. Let's get ready to put this thing out there. Hold tight. First we got to go on to the page. All right, we want to put it out there. Hold on, don't say nothing. Boom. Hope everybody's doing well. How's your Sunday going? Boom, we can't pick. Can we not pick more than one at a time? Of course it would be. So give me a moment. So we put this out there to some of the newer groups that are out there. We want to say thank you for joining us. We put a post out the other day letting you guys know what we're all about, what we do, things of that nature. So we hope that, you join us on some of the conversations. You guys go through some of the same things as we do right here in Charleston, South Carolina, all of South Carolina. We try to cover it all. It's just a little hard. All right. But today, very special day. We're going to talk to a coach that we've known him for a while now. Just kind of sit back. We watch this young brother come up and do his thing. We don't, we interact more on social media. Let me say that, and that's how it became the unc nephew. But when we saw each other, now don't get me wrong, when he sees me, it's all love, it's conversation, whatever I want to do. But knowing him now and watching the growth happen within the last few years, I say, come on, man. I got to give this young brother his flowers right now. Now, some just told me, reach out to him. Let's see what we want to do. And of course, not too many say no to Big Unc. They say no, thank you. Not too many say no to Big Unc to come on here and let Unc give you your flowers. And we have this conversation. Even if we had a disagreement and we thought, hey, man, let's bring it out onto the show, we probably would do just that because we are on our grown man shit. You know what I mean? But, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes, sir.
without further ado, I don't know where do you start? Where do you start? You can say the undefeated season as of right now at 12:10 on December 7th, undefeated season thus far. Not only the lower state champs, region, of course, also down. They come in and they take the state championship. Like, I don't, we'll find out some more about that game and how that game went. But, ladies and gentlemen, none other than the iconic, simply questionable on the low country legend. Boy, he put up some numbers, man. Y'all better go ahead and put this young brother's name on the placard right now. Ladies and gentlemen, my guy, Ashley Ridge Youth Swamp Fox, stand up. It's Coach Chris in the building.
Boy, that's
Ah!
I
Wow.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Come
Honestly,
on. Yeah, you
honestly.
see how I'm trying to get better at this thing, bro. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
man.
get...
Hey, you made me sound real good. You made me sound real good.
Well, come on, man. Now, come on. Now, when you think about, before we even get started, we'll get into the
Yeah.
questions. I have a lineup of questions right here ready for you. But before we get into that, can you not just, do you step back and take a breath of what has happened to you this past season? Undefeated, smacking teams up and down inside the lines. Do you not, when does it all kick in?
And I don't know. It's still kind of surreal. We talk about it all the time. We're actually talking about it last week. It's like you say everybody says at the beginning of the year you want to go to the championship. It'd be nice if you go undefeated, but you plan on going to the championship and winning state, and then it actually happens. And yeah, we've been in this position before, but it's still surreal. So I think right now we all still kind of taking it in because for us the last ride, and I guess for everybody it's a little bit emotional because this is it. So we all just enjoying it and taking it in and trying to enjoy nationals. So I think at the nationals is when we all going like, all right, we actually did this or we did that or
Exactly. We were talking earlier back in the green room, and I told you, man, I said, listen, we were talking about the age groups that we kind of like to be in or we love to watch or that we're fans of, if you will, or even like to coach. Um, and I think that's the 12U, that's the bittersweet moment of coaching. It's when that one student athlete is going to go on to bigger and better things, but they don't want to leave everything behind. That's the emotions kicking in. That's the bitter moment. All season long, nobody's ever talked about it. Preseason, nobody's talked about it. Mid-season, nobody's talked about it. Playoffs, nobody talked about it. Championships, nobody's talked about it until the day after when you kind of realize it's all like, hey, like I want to be
yeah.
happy, but at the same time, I'm losing this one, this one, this
Yeah,
one, this one.
you're losing them all. And you
You
don't
lose
know
them
how much
all.
time you get to spend with them after that.
But I think you know what, Chris. Instead of us as as a fan of the game, as a coach, and as a father like you are, I don't think we, I don't think we're really losing them. We help them grow.
Yeah,
We
that's true.
okay. We're losing them on our age group, y'all. That's we know what we talking about. Hold on, let me make
Yeah.
sure we know what we talking about when we say we losing them. But they're growing. It's like the child leaving the nest. It's like the
Yeah.
18 to 19-year-old getting ready to go off to college, and you're like, I'm not gonna see him again. You're like, yo,
Yeah.
they go to the same school that you practice behind, but you probably gonna see them too much.
Oh, I see him.
You're gonna see them kids too much. But man, now you're down in Florida. It's nationals, and you are doing something down there that some teams from the low country from my understanding, have not done in years. And you went D1. You guys have
Yeah.
chosen to go into the D1 division. Why?
Uh, it was a conversation all season actually. So between coaches, directors, even some players, it was just a conversation all season. What do we do? What do we do? I think as each week went on, we got a little bit better, a little bit better. It was like, and I think we should do D1 and kind of make a run at it.
Mm,
And I mean, we got here and we was like, all right, let's do D1. And we honestly voted on that decision yesterday. Some of the kids got involved and they're like, Coach, I want to go D1. I want to go D1. So we're here. Here we are. And I mean, but I always wanted to go D1. I wanted the competition. I wanted to play the best of the best. And a lot of people in the org are the same way. We want good competition. It's no fun beating up on teams during the season, and we played really good teams. So not
right,
to take anything away from the teams that we played, but it's not enjoyable when we win 40-0
right.
on either side.
So, do you think this is a high test because nobody's done it, right? Nobody's done it. So you guys are coming in, throwing your hat in the ring. There's no takebacks in this. You pick
Yeah,
D1, you're going in there. No matter how it weighs, no matter how it weighs out, I mean, I think you guys still would have to feel proud of yourself for what you've done throughout the season and how you've grown throughout the season. And for those who don't know or just now tuning in, welcome, PhD in the lab. This is a in the lab short with our very own Coach Chris Richardson out of here of the Low Country, Ashley Ridge U Swan Fox 12U. And Tamia says, Tamia's last ride. Who is Tamia, Chris?
oh, my wife. That's my wife. She
Listen,
she didn't make the trip
what?
down.
Let me tell
She
you.
trouble.
Listen, let me tell you. You sister, I've been watching you too. I pray that you keep riding behind your man the way you do. Don't ever let up. Don't ever let up, because the more I tell you, that is, to me, that's black love right there. Amen. That's black love right there. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. This brother's been sitting there doing his thing all season long, and a lot of wives, moms, grandmothers, whoever, that's time away from family. That's time away from family.
Yeah,
That's time that, you don't get to get that quality time back during football
yeah.
season. And we all know football season is dang near went all year long. Okay.
And,
So,
and I don't think they get enough credit. All the not
oh,
just mine, but the wives who they don't get to spend time with their husband, the girlfriends. It's a lot of time where it's football, football. And then you leave football and you go home and you watch film and you don't get to spend a lot of time. So shout out to all of them, all of
exactly. Listen, those date nights and all that stuff that slowed down.
them.
You
Yeah.
hopefully you stacked up a couple of dollars off to the side, nephew, because you're gonna have to take Niecy out on a date,
Oh yeah.
and I ain't talking about just around the corner. We're gonna have to take that weekend ride or something, man. Take him
Yeah.
out for a weekend of enjoyment. But we do appreciate the wives, the moms, the sisters, the daughters, everybody out there who supported during the season. Speaking of that, now not only is Tamia one of your biggest fans, man, but Ashley Ridge Youth Swamp Foxes family as a community, how has that been for you? I mean, you've been there for some years now, but how is that for you this year, especially?
Mhm. I think it's grown a lot since we got there. But I know like for our team specifically, we spend a lot of time outside of football. Like the parents, we spend a ton of time together. And we just kind of naturally grew. Obviously spending time with each other. But I mean it's not just oh man, you play football with them, like, oh yeah, we're family, we're family. No, but we're actually a family. We go out on events. We just had a gathering last week. All the kids got together. We just, I mean, it's a good group of people. Good group of people.
Yeah. Listen, so we've known some things. Tyrone Clary, what's going on? Tamia, you already know. It's nothing but love. You guys ever need anything, let us know. We appreciate your support and being the backbone of youth football and these coaches out here. Tyrone, what's going on, brother? Right now you're looking at about what, 6 years? 6 years of coaching.
Yeah.
Where did it all start?
It started in Virginia. I was coaching with a guy named Ivan Robinson. Shout out to Ivan. Ivan's
Okay.
now a college coach. We started coaching youth together for 12U. We played football together in college, and he said, "Man, you want to come coach football?" I'm like, I never coached football. I don't know how to coach football. But he got me out there. I started on defense, and I was just his assistant. And I still remember I was calling blitzes. He's like, "Why are you calling those blitzes?" Like, I don't know. It made sense. But that don't make sense. So uh, he took me under his wing about 6 years ago. A little after that, my son got into it, and I've been around here and there just coaching since then.
Yeah, yeah. The journey thus far, age group wise, have you touched base on every age group, or you kind of stuck to the higher age groups?
Mostly the higher, but my youngest group I've ever coached was 7.
Yeah.
And that's always interesting. Like I was telling you earlier, you spend more time trying to teach people how to tie their shoes, and you want to go out there and run these plays, but then you realize some of them can't read, so
Right.
they're very limited. They're very limited.
I don't know.
But
I don't know
7
about
years
the
is
can't
fun.
read part, y'all. I don't know. I can't edit this now. Don't be lying, but I don't know about the can't read part.
But 'cause they're
I
still
think
young,
it's
but
I think it's the attention span, man,
yeah,
is what the biggest challenge is. Keeping them focused, keeping them disciplined, attention span, disciplined, all that. A lot of young student athletes are just now starting at that age group. Some have
yeah,
been blessed to start earlier, 4, 5, and 6 years old, and but that 7, that's a little rougher age.
yeah,
8U, they probably start getting it. 8, 9 years old, they start getting it down a little bit more. Some of the dogs start poking their head out a little bit. That 10, 11 years old,
yeah.
here comes some raw roughness, and
Yeah,
it's demon
that
time.
10's that sweet spot for me.
Yeah, yeah, it is. That sets a place in my heart too. That 10U. So obviously, it hasn't always been offense. We've seen you this year with the offensive calls, but you said that you started off on defense. Why the change?
Uh, Honestly, so as you know, and a lot of people know, James was always the head coach of his team.
Yeah,
Uh, and James had to go away for work, and he asked me to take over because we've known each other for a couple years now. But it was either let somebody else call the offense or me do it. And I was like, well, I'd rather do it myself. If James trusted me, I'm gonna do the offense
right.
because I already knew the guy who I wanted to do defense because he's already been there for a while. So I said, hey, I'll take this over. Got a few pointers from some guys, and we just kind of went with it. And it's kind
Hey,
of what you see now.
I'm about to say power move, and no knock to anybody else. But I think if you know me, right, PhD, we always peel back some of those layers. I heard what he just said, and I think it's so. Do you let somebody else come in who probably can come up and do the job, but doesn't know the kids as well? All right,
Yeah,
that will make a difference. I know this for a fact. You could be a great offensive coordinator. You could be able to call plays left and right. The personnel is where your issues will come in because you don't know that kid and what he can do or what his capabilities are. And if he had a bad run, do you give it to him again? You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
hey, he made a mistake. Some coaches say, nah, you out. Give me somebody else.
yeah,
Like, yo, he just made a slight mistake. Give it to him again. Let him try to make up for it. Let him cook, if you will.
yeah, yeah,
Right? So, we're not, some of them aren't doing that. They turn around, they just bring it right back out. Now the kid's getting cold. So now you're playing this,
yeah,
this warm temperature football. But I think it's best that somebody who knows the personnel, yes, you go up there with the kids, you stick with them. Now you formulate a plan and you come out and do it. You know, I will say that I'm one of those ones who was guilty of thinking that I was going to see something different when I saw James pop back up for a couple of the games and more or
yeah,
less for the playoffs. And right there at the championship, James popped in. I think James has always been a stand up guy with me. All
hmm,
right, me personally, I've always had great conversation with him. If him, I, or Gary ever had a question, they know my number and I know theirs.
yeah.
They'll call me up. They're not getting on the blue app. None of that stuff. I, for a moment, thought that James was going to come in and just take over. And I'm just being real. And I don't know about you. I'm not saying you and I had no conversation. This is my first time saying it. It's your first time hearing it. I was like, well, James gonna come in there and try to boom, 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 boom. First of all, shout out to whoever's giving James all those live streams all season long. I
Oh,
know
you know
about you.
about that,
Yeah. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
huh?
So I'm pretty sure that he was coming in with ideas and hey, let's watch film together and have me on the phone type stuff. and I'm gonna show you what I see. Um, I don't think that's a bad thing, man. I think that's the most stand up move I've ever seen in youth football. For him not
Yeah.
doing that, getting on the sidelines, putting the headsets in. See, and I watched this. This will tell you how well this was in my mind. I literally watched James on the sideline opposite of where you were.
Hmm.
Stand up guy. Right? Stand up guy to let this man cook. Hello, we just talked about it. We're
Yeah.
going to let the kids do it. James turned around and did it on a whole nother level. And James, you thought I didn't see you? Hey, salute for letting that man go ahead and do what he was doing all season long, trusting him with the position, trusting him to finish the drill. That's the type. That's the type of youth football people ain't talking about. They not watching. They not seeing. They're not knowing the background story behind it. But I knew it. I saw it. I watched it develop all season long. But you let that man finish the drill. Sean Henderson says, "I'm ready for next season. Big Four. Congrats to 12U Foxes. Kids gonna give their last for a coach that they trust. Ooh, you ain't lying. Run through a
Yeah.
brick wall if
And
you tell them they can move it."
and you know it's not talked about like you're talking about a little bit earlier, but you can't coach all the kids the same way. You know, every single
No,
one is a little different.
it, yes,
You
yes,
know, when they have that
personalities.
bad run, do you give it to them again? Well, if it's a specific one, yeah, you give it to them again, but you got to know them. So, no,
Yeah,
I love these kids, love them to
right.
death.
And that's why I tell you, it's more of the knowing the personnel, knowing your personnel, knowing you knew the plays. Heck, you've been doing it since 8U over there with the Swamp Foxes. So I mean, you knew the program. You knew what they were doing, you offense and or defense. I'm pretty sure you could have went on either side of the coin. So it was a no brainer. Uh, Gary
And,
says,
and
not a better coach out there than Chris to take over and call the offense. There you go.
you gotta
Yep.
love Garrett. And shout out to Fort and Raiders who are down here nationals too. I saw some of them down there. Hey, I wish the best of luck to everybody.
Oh, of course, of course. I think Fort's been there several times, just like you guys
Yeah.
have. It's almost like a annual thing, right? For Naz to turn around and take Fort down to nationals. One of the age groups is definitely going every single
Hmm.
year. I think that's a blessing in itself. So listen, do what you do. Tabby Ray, what you say? You know it's got to be about them prior boys. You know what to do with them. Put them in the dirt. Chris is a great leader. James Pinnell, JP in the building. What's up, man? Chris is a great leader and had all the trust. I had all the trust. That's what he said. I had all the trust in the world for him. Of course, man. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. James, real solid stuff, though. Real solid stuff. I'm
And
just putting it
James,
out there for those who didn't know the background or maybe they didn't think like that. But I'm out of the box. I'm never just in that box. I'm always out of the box like, damn. So he gonna let the man come up here. And I didn't say anything to anybody. Student can even tell you. I didn't say nothing to nobody. It was just the maybe it was the devil knocking on that part of the head saying, hey, is he gonna turn around and like James is coming up here to just take over, start calling the plays, which it could have came out to the same. But Chris was in there. Like Chris is the one who took over. He turned around and he let the man finish the drill. That's solid. Some places, somewhere out there in the world, the same exact scenarios happened, but the coach came in and
yeah.
tried to take back over, and maybe it fared out, maybe it didn't.
And
My
James is a
grandson,
really good guy. He's a
yeah,
really good guy, man. And don't make no mistake. I know you know James has been involved the whole season. Those live streams, that random
random,
call that
yes,
a
there
coach
you
gets
go.
on the sideline. Hey, James said do this. Yeah. So he's been involved all season. He's always been there, and he's here with us in Nationals too. So you'll see him on the sideline somewhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure he wasn't going nowhere, man. This, like you said, this the last ride for a lot of these student athletes, and ever since Action Ridge has been around, I don't think they've had a bigger graduating class, shall you say, that came in the
Yeah.
beginning. They came in from the jump when they first originally started out. So this one has probably got to be one of those moments. Uh, Focus on a pup the same way you would focus on a dog. That's the motto, and that's why we work. Whoa! Somebody screenshot that one. Right there. Somebody screen. Focus on a
Team
pup. The
Mom of the
same.
Year.
Ooh wee. Hey, Simone. Oh my goodness! Listen, I like that. I might somebody get me a T-shirt. Tabby, yeah, I need a T-shirt that says that right there because I think that's the difference. And will, right? The eye in the sky. We got you, Jade. Of course. And it's the last ride. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now tuning in, we are now in the lab short. We're not gonna keep them too long. We almost got in trouble earlier because we was kind of overlapping some time. I don't want to get on, film study, practice. They just finished up practice. How is speaking of Florida and where you guys are right now? um, how is this? How is this? This is let me see. Hold on. Let's see if I can do my math. This should be number 3 trip for you. For
Yep.
you being down in nationals. Now you got some kids that have been there before. You got some kids that haven't. It's a whole new stage. How is that faring out right now?
It's about 50-50 as far as who's been and who's not been before for different reasons. Some wasn't a part of the program then. Uh, but the I was telling about some of those guys. I got really, really good leaders. A
Mhm.
guy who's been our leader since 8U.
Right.
Nasir. That's my guy. He's always been our leader. As 8U, he was a lineman. He was
Mhm.
still our leader. 10U, he started off doing some defense. Still wasn't playing running back. Ended up starting running back by the end of the season. But he is a great leader. He checks everything at the door, and I mean, he even talked to the guys. Don't get down on yourself, or we're better than this team, or we can do this or we can do that. But and for a 13-year-old to speak life into other kids, that's what he do.
Yeah.
That is what he does.
So do you think the ones who, so hopefully is what's happening. What I'm hearing is that the ones who've been there before are kind of playing big brother to the ones who haven't been there before. Because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure they might be ready to play football. They might be ready to put the pads on and to get out there. But you're talking about D1 nationals. It's gonna be you're gonna have a test. You're gonna have a test, and you're gonna have to test yourself and see how far down can you dig to come up with a resolution on how these guys are playing. It's not the same everywhere. It's not the same anymore. You know what I mean? Um, I know that even calling the offense, we talked about that, came from a little bit of defense, now calling the offense. How big of a challenge was that transition?
Oh, it was the first the first month or two was hard, very
Right.
hard. New head coach, new OC, and my bright idea was to go to Southern Hospitality. Uh, so, but that was good work for us. But I
Yeah.
mean, it was a lot of coaching errors as far as offensively, and just you got a million plays you want to run, but you can't run them all. So during that time in Southern and some of the scrimmages, we were figuring out which plays we wanted to run, which ones we like, what fit our team. Because a lot of people they thought or assumed I'll take James' playbook and I'll just go out there and run it,
Right.
and that's not what happened at all.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
now we obviously everybody knows Beast. Beast is the same. But
Right.
there was some things that changed, and I had to figure out what worked for me. And not only that is we got some kids on this team who didn't play with them before, so we had to figure out what worked for certain kids. So the first month and a half was extremely hard when we went against some talented teams,
Right.
and we worked through it. And then we went to OTB, and that's when it finally started clicking. Honestly,
Ooh.
once we got to OTB, so we figured out those plays, we figured out what we like, and we hadn't lost since OTB.
Right.
Knock on wood.
Right.
But
I mean that's truly a blessing. You guys came into the year, Skyfa, SEC, and just dominated, if you will. And I'm not sure if what was your better game? What was your better game that you played that you like? Whoa, that could have went left real quick. Who'd you play this season that it could have went if it went left? That would have been the game. It would have went left.
uh let's see. I would say it was two games. One is a rivalry game. You can never just downplay a rivalry game.
Right.
Which was Fort.
Yeah.
So Fort, and you can't always look at the score because yeah, we won, by a couple of touchdowns, but that game was close. That game was
Right.
close for majority of the game. We had no quarterback, so there was no fear for the pass, and that was a tough game. And then Trinity Elite was a really good team.
Yeah.
Uh, and I mean, a lot of stuff went our way, but I mean, a play or two to where they score, and that's a good ball game.
Right.
So those were two really good opponents this year. And then playoff Raiders. We played Raiders. That was our we scrimmaged them. We played them during the season, and then we played them playoff. And Raiders knew everything we wanted to do. uh, but so playing Raiders third time, that was probably our toughest game all season.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you look forward to next season? I know we're just at the end. We talked about taking the break, and there's going to be time off. There's going to be time with the family, most likely after nationals for a little bit. Thinking about 7v7, probably somewhere in the shadows. Cool, but how do you prepare for the next fall season?
We start a little early. We already been talking about it and what's the plan for next year. But I mean, just getting the players and trying to put in some extra work
Yeah,
and just starting early. Starting early. If we can get most of ours together on 7v7, then that's what we do to just try to use that time to develop as much as we possibly can. Especially some of the newer kids or the ones who are just fairly new to football in general. We love
right.
having them for 7v7 just to work with them and develop them.
Well, that leads to my next question. Do you play 7v7 or do you use 7v7? And I guess you almost gave me the answer.
Yeah, yeah, we definitely just use it. It's nice to win 7v7, but it's all about developing. I'm
Right,
with a program now outside of Ashley Ridge because everybody do their own travel 7-on-7,
right, right,
but I like that they're developing there for Ashley Ridge once it gets back to April. Same thing, development is just constant working with these kids. And sometimes just going back to the basics. You got some who've never been on the ladder, so you get time to go through those little things before you start throwing plays in and implementing defenses and offenses.
right. So who do you run? Wait. Who you ain't just gonna skip by it like I didn't hear that part. Who you run with for 7v7?
Low country dogs. I coach a
Okay,
13U, and
okay.
we help out all over. We're not big. We're
Right.
fairly small, but we're expanding. The 14U who are 15U now, they won nationals last year.
That,
And
that
you got some really good kids over there. Really, really
that's
good
that's
kids.
Daryl. That's Daryl Capleton.
Yep, Daryl Capleton, Daquan. Yep.
Yeah, listen, they quietly. It ain't like they came in through the back door. They knocked on the side door. People knew who they were. They knew who they were, but they didn't know what they were capable of. Low Country Dogs has been talked about for the last couple of years, ever since they came out. And they split apart a little bit from the West Ashley 7v7, similar to what you're talking about, right? Everybody does their org thing first. Then they find this
Yep.
one squad that they can pick and say, boom, 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 this kid wants to play for us, and they did it. So Low Country Dogs has been out there, and they're being talked about. So good. Congratulations on that, man. Um, let's see. Moving forward, I don't say famous or favorite formation. We won't talk about the formations and all that too much. But we talked about the transition from the offense to the defense. In the beginning, it's all about the play calling. Do you think you have a knack for it now? Is there a rhythm to your game?
Yeah. And yeah, definitely a rhythm because obviously you always adding pieces like bits and pieces. So now, like I said, it was first year OC. We started out where